Hey everyone, I hope this video finds you doing well. I just came on here because I feel like I am supposed to. So here I am. I am here to just do a very quick, well, maybe quick, Lord willing, update. And it's my prayer that this video reaches whoever it's supposed to, whether it be as a warning, as an encouragement, or to get the gospel to somebody. So a lot of people right now with the new presidency, even though he hasn't stepped in yet, are very, they're kind of like falling asleep right now, thinking, okay, Trump is back and everything's going to be fine for 4 years. But let me tell you, and I'm not the first person saying this, but I believe that this marks a time where things are going to take off like never before. So the last time I came on here and did a video, even since then, it's picked up dramatically. And we kind of have this, like, in a way, we kind of have a lull because a lot of like the worst stuff has slowed down, but other worse stuff is still going on. Like Iran and Israel are still threatening each other, shortly after the election, potentially. I don't remember the exact time frame, but there's still a heck of a lot going on that we should keep our eye on. And I want to touch on a few key points, and I want to touch on a few reasons why I'm watching tomorrow very closely. Tomorrow is 11/11. It's November 11th. Can we say we know for sure? Of course not. You have to test the prophecies and see if they come to pass. But I'm going to go ahead and just read quickly what I posted on my community post, because sometimes I can say things better in writing than I can like just vocalizing it. So I'm just going to do a quick read. Some of you guys have already read the community post, but I'm going to go ahead and start. So this is where we are. Due to Trump stepping into office, people are speaking of world peace like never before. It's a false peace, and we may be on the brink of the official announcement. I'm personally watching November 11th, the start of the climate change summit, for something huge to happen, perhaps the quote-unquote peace and safety announcement and the rapture. Not to mention the Philip Barnett prophecy, which seems to point to nuclear war on November 11th of some year. I personally doubt this will drag out into January, the January inauguration, due to certain nations wanting to make their moves before Trump officially steps into office, and also due to the fact that Trump seems determined to push this peace through before his inauguration in January, as he does not wish to be a wartime president. So we have that working for us, for those of us that are looking for Jesus. So on 1 Thessalonians 5, 1-4, but of the times and seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. For you yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so comes as a thief in the night. For when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But you, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Joel 3 verse 2, this is about God judging those who part his land, which it looks like they're about to do it in sometime in the very near future. I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Yeah, the people that part his land God's not going to be happy about it. 1 Corinthians 15:52. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. Isn't this interesting? This is at the last trump, because yes, it's the last trumpet of the age, but also it's funny that here he is president again. And I don't know, I believe God sometimes uses puns. Like when he says Trump, could he refer to the person that is in presidency and where I believe to be Mystery Babylon, which, by the way, Mystery Babylon falls in an hour, and Mystery Babylon is not made great again for 4 more years in the end times. But anyway, I digress. So that was what I wrote. I'm just going to touch really briefly on some of these things, and I'm going to follow up with some news from Bubba News, because, man, there is so much prophecy news coming out about Daniel 9:27. It's absolutely insane. The 7-year peace deal, oh my goodness, that we've been looking for, the peace and safety announcement that many of us have been watching for. So I want to mention really quickly, again, the Philip Barnett Azov-Mina prophecy about nuclear war breaking out on November 11th of some year. We test the prophecies, but this year is looking like if it's going to happen, this will be the year, because there's just so much coming together. So I'm watching that for November 11th. I consider November 11th to be a super high watch day. Now, something else interesting is, a lot of people have had fireworks rapture dreams. Now, I don't know exactly what the fireworks attest to, but what I can say is that Monday is also Veterans Day. So I don't know if maybe that could be, maybe the fireworks could have to do with Veterans Day. But yeah, Veterans Day this year is it's tomorrow, November 11th. So something interesting about November 11th. And let's see, also the climate change summit, which I am going to read about in just a moment. I am watching November 11th very closely because of this. I'm going to be watching the next day as well and throughout this month. I believe November's looking really good for the rapture. So let me read this. All right, so Bubba News. This one just came out, I think it's from the other day. Guess what Donald Trump's two-state solution entails? The global alliance that the MBS of Saudi Arabia has been working on. I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. The Israeli-Palestinian peace plan. The next meeting for Global Alliance is 11/28 in Brussels. So there's another meeting that has to do with the two-state solution that's going to be happening at the end of the month as well, but I'm watching what starts tomorrow into the 12th. The Israeli-Palestinian peace plan advanced by President-elect Donald Trump during his first term is front and center when he returns to the Oval Office. Trump's 2020 Peace Prosperity Plan is still relevant today. Trump's proposal contains all the conditions Saudi Arabia is seeking in order to normalize with Israel. Having a state of Palestine along with a peace plan for Israel is what Trump and Saudi Arabia and the European Union and others are putting together on a global stage. We will continue to hear more and more about peace and security via a two-state solution plan that all parties can agree to. So I'm going to probably leave that one right there. It's a very long but beautifully done article. Thank you, Bubba News. And actually, I'm going to read this next one as well. So, sorry, hold on a second. I'm doing this the old-fashioned way with papers because I have my phone, so I'm trying to do this in a way that works. Sorry if I blocked the screen there for a sec. But this was from the 9th, which was yesterday, also from Bubba News. This is part 1 of the article that's about the two-state solution that they're working on over the next day or two. And into the month, if we're all still here, maybe they'll still be working on things after we go. But part 1, Saudi Arabia is gearing up to host the Arab Islamic Summit to address the Israeli conflict in Gaza and Lebanon. Notice how the focus is on the Israeli conflict and not the terrorist people groupings that want to destroy Israel. The summit will be held on November 11th for 2 days in Riyadh, I don't know how to say that, sorry, and will focus on the establishment of the State of Palestine. The previous summit issued 31 items to support the Palestinian people, including demands to stop the war in Gaza and break the siege, and to a firm commitment to the two-state solution with the Arab Peace Initiative as the reference. Hamas calls on the upcoming Arab Islamic Summit in Riyadh to assume its responsibilities towards Jerusalem in light of the systematic Judaization campaign the city of Jerusalem is facing. Let's see. I'm going to kind of skip through some of it. So apparently the Saudi Kingdom's recent hosting of the inaugural meeting of the Global Alliance to implement the two-state solution brought together representatives from 90 countries and international organizations working towards peace and safety and sudden destruction, just like the Bible says would happen at the end times. We're hearing peace and safety like we never have before. This is part 2 of the article that Bubba News so graciously provided for us. I'm watching this two-state solution starting to unfold in the Middle East and how it is setting the stage for a 7-year plan or alliance. It's actually happening. It's actually unfolding right in front of our eyes. Netanyahu is on board, but first he has to eliminate the Arab neighbors that surround Israel who want to kill the Israelis. Israel would be one of the last participants of the two-state solution global alliance to accept it and to officially agree to what is being planned by Saudi Arabia and the European Union and the 57-member Organization of Islamic Coalition meetings. Wow. So I am going to probably stop it there. It's a wonderful article. It's just, I don't want to be on here too long, but this is involving a lot of nations. It's going from the 11th to the 12th tomorrow into Tuesday, and the next meeting apparently is going to take place at the end of the month. So I'm watching the next 2 days very carefully as very high watch, 11/11. Part of it is because this meeting is starting. Part of it is because the As of Nina Philip Barnett prophecy, which I will put the link to in the description box. Sorry, this is crooked. Videography is not my number one gift. And something else I wanted to mention that about is about Kim Fisher, because she recently shared a prophecy that goes right in line with everything I've been sharing with you guys about what I'm watching about Trump at the right time through the Abraham Accords, getting ready to part the land that may have to do with us leaving. Now the Antichrist can't confirm the Daniel 9:27. He can't confirm the covenant until after the great restrainer is removed, but I do believe we could hear peace and safety as maybe something that happens like right before we leave, potentially. And I'm testing those prophecies from Sister Sarah. But Kim Fisher shared her prophecy from a few years ago, and I believe it's Isaiah 21 verse 2 that refers to the treacherous dealer that deals treacherously against God's land. And she shared about how she received years ago that Trump is the treacherous dealer. So that is huge. I'm gonna provide a link to that as well in the description box. And also, so I've been watching the prophecies about rapture happening and stopping the election. So obviously it hasn't stopped the election, but what I'm doing is I'm going to retest that prophecy in light of where we are now. So a lot of these countries, that are threatening each other, like, see, Trump doesn't want war. So he wants to basically, from what I'm gathering from all the different resources, he wants to stop the war so that when he steps into presidency, it's all peace. So I believe it's most likely that this is going to be done before he becomes official president. And I believe it can happen just in a matter of days or less. Heck, maybe it'll happen tomorrow. But I believe peace and safety is coming. I believe Trump has stepped into that role that has been prophesied about, not as necessarily not like as a King David, but a different figure that is going to fulfill prophecy in a huge way. So I hope this encourages somebody or warns them. I'm watching really carefully, and I guess we'll see what happens over the next day or two. But if you're looking for Jesus, just know that like his return is at the door. Like we're there. I don't know which day, but we have to be there. Of course, you always want to hold dates in your head and not your heart, as some people say. If it sounds a little cliche, I'm sorry, but it's true. So we watch expectantly, hopefully, and we occupy and redeem while we're here, and hopefully we won't have to occupy much longer. So it sure looks like we're getting ready to go. Eyes open to the sky, ears open. If you don't know Christ, come to know him, believe the gospel, and you will be saved. I'm going to put the gospel in the description box. And for now, I hope this blessed you in some way, and I'll see you here, there, in the air. I'm hoping that I can actually just see you in the air this time. Bye for now.